growing up, when I was really young, when I got pregnant with my son, and he got the baby hives, my grandmother had already been using remedies. That is really truly how I became, let's say, an accidental herbalist. When I was young, I grew up using herbs, grew up on a farm. We were very self-sufficient, self-reliant, and everything was taken care of on the farm. This was carried down from my great-grandmother to my grandmother and to my mother. At that time, we didn't question why. We just done it. We were, take this, do this, and they gave it to us and administered it to us, and it worked. At that time, we may have not known the name of the plant, and certainly didn't question why. We did what we were told to do. We were not defiant. We didn't question it. Grandma said to do it, Mama said to do it, and you respected your elders, and you still do. So we did what we were told to do. When I had given birth to my son, he was just a matter of weeks old, and he had broken out with these hives all over his body. Was told to bundle him up and take him to grandma's. That's what my mom told me, the new grandma. And so, of course, I did that because I'm a young mother. I'm scared. I'm concerned. This is my little baby. I don't want anything to happen to him. And just so in love with that precious creature. I go up there, and here is my grandma walking around in her knee-high pantyhose and her little slide-ons, and she's a true grandma, and she's got her apron on, and she's got a towel and a bag in her hand, and a knife, or maybe, yeah, she had a knife. I was thinking maybe scissors, but nonetheless, and I'm following my grandma around, and she is going about, and she's kind of tickling, and brushing across the plants, and she kept going to the edges of the building and around their store building. They sold things in a little general store. Going about the building, going about the house, and just looking in these certain places. She was muttering, that it was, I need the catnip, I need catnip, and went on and on and on. And then finally she arrived at these little plants. She couldn't find any catmint, right? So, but she's still working and looking and so forth. Well, she finally gathered some young leaves, and she found it because this was a summertime. A lot of things, the heat had gotten to them, so she was looking in the cooler areas about the building. And mint will spread. Catnip is a catmint. They are the same thing. They have a square stem. They have those serrated leaves, just like a peppermint or a spearmint. But catmint has a distinct smell, almost smells, kind of reminds me of a cross between mothballs and mint. And I don't know how to describe it to you, but it has more of that pungent smell to it versus this fresh mint that you, when you rub your spearmint or your peppermint, it's a different kind of smell. But it is distinct, and it's still just this wonderful, powerful medicine. Well, she picks these leaves, and she tells me, you heat up your water, and when it goes to boil, shut off the heat, let the heat rise off of it, and then pour that hot water over top of these leaves. And you let it sit there, and you let it steep 5-10 minutes or whatever. Then you're going to strain it out. And I want you to strain it through cloth because you're going to be giving it to the baby. I said, oh, yes, ma'am. So cheesecloth or a handkerchief works really good. Bandana, anything like that, and strain that liquid. And she said, now, you're not going to put hardly no sugar in there. When you get this big amount, you can put a little bit if he don't seem to want to take it. She said, but you shouldn't have no problem with it because he won't really taste nothing, and babies ain't used to sugar. Give it to him, let it cool off, get it cool, not cold, and not even knowing this was actually going to help with the colic as well, which he ended up getting later. At that time, he didn't have colic, and if you give baby stuff cold, it can give them colic, just a FYI. But at that time, he had those hives. And of course, he's itching, he's uncomfortable, so he's whining, he's fussy, he's crying. And she said it'll help him sleep too. I said, all right, Grandma. So, I'm scared. I want to make sure I do it right. And, you can only imagine because I was such a young girl. I was just so vulnerable and so young and just naive. Well, I take this little bit of liquid, and she said, you don't want to give him a little bit, about a tablespoon, half an ounce to an ounce. I mean, just a small amount of that tea. Well, he took to it. It wasn't a problem. I did breastfeed him, but at that time I had to administer that to him in a bottle, and he took to it. It wasn't any problem. And give him that little bit, and I mean that baby went to sleep. I mean, out. Well, I asked her, how often do I administer this to him and how often do I give it? She said, you just want to give it to him a couple times a day, maybe in the morning and late in the evening. Don't give too much, just do a little bit because it's going to work. It's good medicine. And she said, you going to keep him bundled up. You don't want to be taking him outside or exposing him to anything because he's uncomfortable, and we don't want him to get hot or sweaty. It'll make the hives itch more. Said he might run a fever and sweat and, break that fever, but that's good as long as it's low fever. And she just knew stuff. She was just, precious to me. Now, she's no longer with us, and I'm not going to get emotional. So let me move forward. So I kept baby bundled up, giving it to him twice a day. And, in a short period of time, these little bumps that was on him, these little hives, they just disappeared. And she said, when they're gone, you don't have to give it to him no more. Now, I'm a lot older now, and I'm trying to remember exactly how long, but within a few days that was gone. But she still wanted me to give it to him, 5 to 7 days. And just a little while, just to make sure we got him covered and everything's gone and he's okay. And boy, would he sleep. He would sleep really, really good. And it was super effective. It just, God's medicine, it just took care of those hives. So I wanted to share that story with you. Now, as the years went on, I believe that was part of the inspiration that made me the more curious mind. And I truly wanted to know why that particular plant and what does it do? What is it? What does it do? Now, at that time, I just knew Grandma was calling it catmint. And I just did it because I was told to do it. It was the thing to do. And did not know that God was going to have this awaiting for me in my future. He was preparing me the whole time. So there are no coincidences in life. There's a reason for everything. I was just a little more inquisitive. Why that plant? And, what does it do? What could happen? All these things. And I knew she wouldn't do anything to hurt my child. It was her great-grandchild. My grandma had 8 children of her own, so she knew a thing or two about some babies and what to do with them. So it was a wonderful thing. It was just a wonderful medicine. I am so grateful for that knowledge and to have spent that time with her, have that memory. As I got older, I did dabble more. Well, many years go by. I've been at this for 21 years. As I said, my research has been extensive, and as long as you are a practicing apothecary or a practicing herbalist, your knowledge and wisdom and search and seeking will never cease. It will never stop. You will always be educating yourself and growing in wisdom. You will always be searching and looking for more information. And as they do studies, it's just in your nature. It's ingrained in you, and it just becomes a part of who you are, your chemical makeup. And you'll just really, truly be searching and seeking for even more knowledge. Whenever you see a situation to where they have allergies and things that are upsetting their system, hives is an allergic reaction. It is what the body is kind of its defense mechanism, and it will pop out with hives. And this is one of those that I'm teaching you about, listening to your body, and is telling you, hey, I don't agree with that. It's not agreeing with me. So you may like it, but it doesn't like you. Does that make sense? Your body, for whatever reason, is rejecting it. And it's one of those telltale signs of the first response system of your body and its defense system saying, hey, that's not going to work. We can't do that. That signal, that symptom that's popping up saying, I'm going to break out with hives because you ate that, or you did this, or you rubbed against that plant, or you did it, and I'm jealous, and I don't like that. Don't do that. It is just one of the first signals, and use that on the dandelionnorth.com as your practical apothecary here. I really appreciate it when you purchase from me as this one-man band trying to do some good things for you and educate you and share the information, because it's for you to know, and it is God's given right for you. It's your medicine, and you should be able to use it and benefit from it, learn from it by using it. If you have any questions or leave comments, I would be glad to answer your questions. And you can always send me an email or call the shop direct. And you can find all that information on the website as well as underneath the description box here. If you're watching here on YouTube, how about hitting the thumbs up, give me a like, and definitely share this. Share this with a friend, share it with other people, and go, wow, did you know this? And I found out this information, this is what this lady said, and share out the video. I really, really appreciate it. And of course, you can subscribe if you enjoy videos like this. Lets me and YouTube know that you like us when you hit that thumbs up. If you enjoy these type of videos, try and share with you as much as I can and educate you, because the world has a shortage of herbalists, and I'll be glad to help anybody who'd like to join in on this adventure, wonderful journey. Chase the moon with the spirit of a dandelion, because Elizabeth said so. Till the next one. Bye for now.